Good morning. I've had to move around. I brought my things into the lounge because I'm too self-conscious to make videos with my husband in the room. So here I am in the lounge. He's got headphones on the other room, but he's also got a cold, so he keeps coughing and blowing his nose in the background. Oh my gosh. You don't realize how much things pick up in the background until you start making videos. Anyway, what I've got here with me is two paintings, which you can't see with that sunlight right now. And one of them was in last week's video, and I was struggling with making its partner. And so I'm really happy to bring you its partner now. It's like a pair that I made before, and these two are like a pair as well. I really hope they sell together because they go so beautifully together. So I think I'll spin you around now and show you these together. Oh, I've spun myself around, not the camera, just a moment. So here they are. There's a little bit of shadow coming through there. Sorry about that. I could maybe push it out. Yeah. So we saw this one last week, and the only difference that I've made, oh, look at that shadow. The only difference I've made is the addition of the green chair, which is actually a piece of collage. I wanted to do that because I'd used collage in the artwork, and so that was in keeping with doing that, but also then it made it go on top of that other piece without any bumps and grooves and things. And I was able to sort of shift it around exactly because I wanted that little wee gap there with that blue shape. So really love her. And then here she has her friend. Look at them, don't they look gorgeous together? And you know, I kept the color palette, but I'm kind of a bit excited about this one. I think it's been years where I've thought to myself, why can't I just write on the walls? Do you know, when I was really, really young, I used to draw all over my walls and stand on my bed and pretend I was a school teacher. And so then we made a big blackboard at the end of my bed. I had this board going up at the end of the bed, which turned into a little wardrobe. I had a tiny bedroom. And my beautiful sister Maria, who's no longer with us, she wallpapered it all floral. So that covered over all of the drawings and writing that I'd done on the wall. How funny to think of that now. Wish I had photos of what those walls look like. And there we made a blackboard at the end of my bed so I could play teachers. I used to love doing that. Hello, Aura. Hello, Aura. You're coming in to say hi. Hi. It's nearly morning tea time. Not quite, okay? Nearly. So what I'm excited about is this feels, what do you call it? Subversive? Ooh, I must look that word up. It's like breaking all the rules. Who says you can do that? I did. You know, it's kind of like, oh, that's not highbrow art, you can't sell that, la la la. There's all these stories that are coming along with it, but it's making me unreasonably happy. So I think what I might call that painting is Note to Self, because that's what I've been finding. You know, I sometimes mention that to you, is that I get annoyed when I feel like my paintings are too well behaved. And so this one's borderline. She's very well behaved and things are more neat, but I want the looseness. I want that kind of loose feeling. And so this one I went into it and made what I felt were looser marks. And then a message to myself. And I wonder if the person who wants to buy it, I bet that message rings true for them too. That would be really interesting to find that out. Won't it, Aura? Be interesting. Yeah. So that's my little story for this week at the moment. And Aura is very keen to have a treat time. Very soon, Aura. Very soon. Oh yeah, I forgot about those, didn't I? Okay, and so these are a pair of pieces on paper. So they're on A3 watercolor paper, and a bit inspired by the still lives I had done recently. But again, this one's sort of getting borderline a bit well behaved. So I got a bit messy up there with ink. And yeah, these are, they're quite different for me, obviously, different from the paintings. But I'm really interested to see how these go, actually. My husband went past and said he really liked them, which is high praise from a Scorpio, I'd say. So yeah, those are going to be in with this bunch too. So working on paper is very different for me. I'm still learning more about it, really. And just up on that left side, you can see that big shadowy shape. I spilled over a whole bottle of ink. So then I felt kind of forced to go around the background with some white paint, and it didn't really fully cover. So I thought, all right, well, that's interesting, and sort of left it like that. And this little bowl is from Japan, and it's such a delicate little pattern. I think how these are made is by a method of transfer. I actually think they may put like a tissue paper with that design onto the plate for the firing. I don't know the actual method of how, but so as you'll see, the way I'm drawing it is nowhere near the detail that it is. But I've been happily surprised to note how I'm really pleased with how these funny little squiggly bits that I make, they end up looking quite nice in the finished bowl. So that's been quite a sweet surprise, and I've done those a few times recently. So yeah, that's quite fun, you know, just to let loose, let yourself kind of take notice of the pattern that you're following, and then just sort of go off and fill in the little gaps as and when and how you want. So that's been enjoyable, I think. I'm sitting here editing my video, and just sort of, I like to be able to provide a bit of a commentary if there's things that I think of to share, but it's weird when you have that radio silence. I mean, I can't think of anything to say at the minute. What else can I say about this piece? I think kind of experimenting in some ways, just trying new things, and noticing how when I come at it as if it's just a drawing, there's sometimes I quite like that clean line, like that little bowl, it's its own little entity there. But there's something to be said of my preferred method of messing up a page first and then coming back in. So after the hullabaloo that I'm going through at the moment, I've got, you know, varnishing to do, framing to do, and things to get ready for an opportunity that's coming. I'm kind of finding it quite hard to focus on all the different parts of what need doing. So sometimes it's like that, you know, you're in a starting phase or a middle phase or a real finishing phase. And I think I've actually been having to be really focused on a finishing, make some video content, get some photographs taken, make, what else? Oh, reels, but I still haven't really got around to reels. I don't enjoy making those short, fast videos really much. It doesn't flow easily for me to use my phone to make that kind of thing. So it's just interesting to observe as you go along what are the parts of your art time that you enjoy and what is kind of more difficult. So this is a sort of a succulent that I've recently put in pots, but I liked having them in bottles for exactly like this, so that I could bring them into my still lifey kind of paintings. I was on Instagram last night and saw you know how when you put on Instagram and it shows you that page of other examples of artists that you might like, and I was shown an artist, I can't recall the name, but her loose still lifes made me feel very excited. And of course Sandy Hester, her still lifes, sort of loose and wild, really appealing to me. So it's hard for me to sometimes appreciate these things that I'm making if I start comparing them to that other way, but they're just different. There's something I really love about that, say, that little bottle in the middle there, the little one with all the little squares. Just the simplicity of sketching that with a coloured pencil. I really, I just appreciate the shape of it. I've got just favourite little bottles around the place that I brought with me from Queensland. And, you know, like plants, your bottles, your little chairs, they're all like little friends with their little personalities in the studio, which I quite enjoy. So yeah, that's just trying to get that, the idea of the blue glass with a bit see-through. That, I believe, is an indigo paint. And this one, I think, is Prussian Blue Sinalia. So working with them before, the Sinalia ones are not as permanent. So they're not as, you know, when they're dry, they can't be re-wet. I think the Sinalia are a little different. But I won't probably be putting any other wet medium over the top of these. In fact, I chose to spray spray fixative on those paperworks. And here we are into the other little painting. So I've included some bits and pieces of this one for you. What's going on? Oh yeah, when I added the writing, I actually thought I was just being silly and I would just put it there for now to stop myself bugging myself about what needs to go in there. I thought, all right, I'll just write a note on it and carry on. But I did use a paint pen. So when I thought about it later, I thought, hang on a minute, I really like that. There's no problem keeping it because it is paint. So that's a bit fun. I'll be curious to see how that comes across, if people like that one or not. It's fun sometimes to take those risks and think, well, I love it. Let's just see, you know. That is Liquitex acrylic gouache. So I've still only got kind of small bottles of those. Just in the middle there you can see Joe Sonia. That's an Australian, I think might be Australian, not sure. That is like a matte paint, which I'd kind of forgotten about. But since I'm starting to enjoy matte paints, like this gouache is quite matte, and I notice that Sandy uses her large bottles of matte Liquitex. I've not seen that in the art stores in Australia, actually, the Liquitex large bottles of matte. I've not seen them here. So it's always kind of easier to go with products that you can readily find in your area or can easily be posted. So I might have to give the Joe... Oh, here comes Aura in here. What's wrong, Aura? What's wrong? I'm actually busy. I'm busy doing something. Do you want to sit on my lap? Just a moment. Come on. Cold. You can sit on my lap, but we're making a video. Let's pause. Excuse me. Say hello to the people. Hello. I'm actually really busy trying to do some editing, Aura. I need to edit the video because it's already late. Usually it goes up at 6 o'clock in the morning on Friday.
But because Dad's been working from home, I don't like making videos when other people can hear me. What do you think? Can you let me get on with this work now? You sit quietly on my lap? Got a little pause. Got to learn how to paint you, don't we? Look at that cool marking she's got around her eyes, a little pointy bit in the middle, pointing down to her nose. Interesting details of a sweet, sweet face. All right, we better get on with it, okay?
I have a funny bit coming up for you that you might call bloopers, but my daughter Alex is always encouraging me, Mum, go and get photos, get Dad to take photos of you out in the sun and make reels. Like, she's very encouraging like that because she's a lot younger than me and she likes making that kind of stuff. And so I was waiting around for about an hour. Philip disappeared off into the sunshine to go and have a walk, and the clouds were coming in, and I had to wait for him to come back. And then I was cranky and I was asking, can you please come out and do these videos? And so he decided to do two video all just joined together, and somehow I can cut that up. But actually I find it really difficult to do that on my phone. So these are just funny little bits that may or may not make it into a reel of me trying to get that kind of footage that you need. And I actually do not like at all the idea of turning the canvas around, which is quite a popular thing you see online. It drives me mad. I just want to see the art. Show me the art. Show me slowly. Show me the art. So yeah, that's what you'll see here.
Now it's portrait.
Quite close. Yeah, it's
Landscape. Portrait. Okay, and would you like to move them around?
Right, so should I have them both or just one at a time?
Hold up both. That's it. Up and down. That's right. Sideways. That's it. And then swivel them around, like rotate. That's it. And good. And now peek between them. That's it. Thank you. And one last time, do a rotation. That's it. Okay. Oh, peekaboo above, peekaboo to the side.
No.
No. Oh,
That'll do.
okay. Do you want to use the other one? I'm not stopping, you see. You're going to peekaboo below. How about below? You're going to bring them together. Oh, okay, bring them together. And you're going to peek, you're going to rotate?
No.
No. You're going to peek between?
No.
No?
That's it.